Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and tonight is indeed Fight Night, and we have ourselves yet another OP09 match. This is for the case tourney at DXN that we did just have, and we have Ace on the left-hand side, rocking out that purple and yellow Nico Robin leader, as well as Thomas on the right with, I can assure you, that Doffy leader. I know it looks a little weird because it's like a bird pigeon thing. It's some sort of custom leader that Thomas has, so please do not mind that. But starting turn 1 here for Thomas, dropping the 2-cost Teach, which is really threatening, and this is an 8k swing with Banish, of course. Since you guys don't know, possibly might not, what Nico Robin's ability is that when attacking, you can pitch a card, I believe, with Trigger, and then you get to ramp 1 Dawn, rested, and then you also have Banish. So really, really good card here. And we saw that 5k swing being punished here with that 5-cost Luffy in life, being able to KO that Teach is quite nasty, and we see these two players playing extremely fast here. Thomas dropping the Jinbei as well as the 4-cost Weevil. You're honestly your perfect turn 2. I think other than that, you really don't want much else. You want the draw power, obviously. So 5k swing, we're going to pitch 1 card here, the Sabo, to ramp 1 Dawn as active here. I'm sorry, ramp 1 Dawn rested. And Thomas here taking a second to think about his possible options, as well as Ace here. I mean, Ace has, what, 5 cards in hand. That's not too bad, honestly. We've been pitching a card every single turn. We did take our last life, which ended up becoming a trigger, which resulted with no card in our hand. But getting rid of that Teach early on was really strong. And Thomas is just kind of going through the motions here of, do I want to pitch another card out of my hand? And it looks like he actually might give up this 2k counter, which he does end up doing here. And now we are going to see the Robin coming down. Now, if you guys don't know what that ability is on play, if your opponent has 3 or more life, your opponent has to pitch a life. So your opponent gets punished for playing safe and not taking any life off of the main leader ability, and then just gets punished by trashing a life, which is a really, really good card here. It is a 6,000 power body as well, so it is just a little sticky. But with 5 active Dawn, I think Thomas is still in a really great position. I think one thing that people don't understand with Doffy is that if you were to swing 3 7k swings, it's still insanely good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we obviously want to establish a board, and then at that point, we're just kind of playing off of, do you have perfume, right? But it looks like we are going to start things off here with a 7k swing, like I was mentioning. Thomas going on the aggressive side, and it looks like Ace is going to take it. Do we have a trigger? No, we do not. No trigger this time, and now we see the 2-cost Teach once again coming down, using its ability, putting a card to the top of our deck to put 2 rested on to our leader. We're going to go ahead and swing 7k into life using ability. We're going to play the Boa, and then most likely attaching one of those rested on to possibly that Jinbei, but reorganizing the top 3. And yes, we see the attachment of the Dawn going to the Jinbei. And now this is 2 cards out of hand if Ace doesn't want to taking it, because he probably will drop down to 1 life here, or take 2 cards out of his hand. And this is where obviously Robin suffers here, right? It's so much aggression. So 7k swing does get kind of out of, but we did see that Frankie coming out of life, which allows us to draw a card, which is quite good. And so now we're able to do a lot of board control, well, as much as we possibly can, right? I believe we are sitting at 9 Dawn now, and we have 5 cards in hand, and Ace has to make a decision. We obviously have to go for board. There's just absolutely no possible way we don't. But the question is how much Dawn do we want to distribute between each other, or are we just swinging 2 5ks and a 6k swing? I mean, honestly, it makes swing our last swing with our leader going into life, kind of pitch too many cards out of our hand. But the great thing is for Ace that Thomas only has 3 cards in hand, 2 2ks as well as 1 Gecko more, which is that 1k counter, of course. So now Thomas has to think, do I want to give a 2k counter just for this 5k swing, which most likely is going to this Jinbei? And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give him the 1k counter, and most likely we'll see a 6k swing or possibly the Nico Robin. So yeah, 5k swing with the leader going into the Jinbei, Thomas quickly giving him that 2k counter out of hand, 6k swing going into the Jinbei, and Thomas is not letting go of his board. The question is, what does Ace have? Well, he has a 9-cost, a Big Mom. We're gonna -1 Dawn, we're gonna pitch a card out of our hand, we're gonna recover 1, and then we're gonna probably put the Boa at the bottom of our life. So yes, Thomas regenerating some life here, going up to 4. And I do understand that giving, I mean, obviously Big Mom is a fantastic card against Doffy, but it's a little rough sometimes giving your opponent a life. But 5k swing does get countered out of with that 1k counter, and it looks like Thomas possibly forgetting to draw. Yeah, my man Thomas is on 1,000 miles per hour here, making sure that he's going as fast as he possibly can. He's always been a person that's, plays very fast. So 6k swing actually going to the Frankie. Honestly, if it was up to me, could go for life. We could have gone for life. We could have swung pretty heavy here, but no, we're gonna play it safe, playing out that Jozu to bring back that Robin to your hand, as well as that Sengoku to only play once again. And I love the math here. We're gonna get a Gecko back to our hand. We still have teach ability, which you can put at the very top with that ability, putting 2 Resodon to our leader, swinging 7k into life, playing out the Gecko that we just got out to then only grab a card from our trash back to our hand. Guys, this deck is insanely good. Like, can we talk about it just for a quick second? I mean, balanced. So grabbing that 2k counter Mihawk, and yes, the 7k swing does connect, and thankfully for Thomas, no trigger. Now, how does Ace come back? We know we have a 2k counter. What can Ace do? It looks like we're probably gonna swing 5k into this Gecko, which gets counter out of 9k over the Weevil, which does of course go down since Thomas has no hand. And now with 10 active Dawn, does Ace have a recovery? Yes, he does, and more importantly, he has a Yamato. So getting rid of that Gecko Moria, as well as recovering a life, is crucial for this Nico Robin player, of course, right? So now Thomas sitting here at 10 Dawn, once again with 1 life. I think with 1 card in hand. Yes, Ace does have 1 Dawn up, and I think we need to. I feel like at this point, yes, we have Gum Giant, right? Nico Robin is technically a Straw Hats Pirates card, a Straw Hats leader, so yes, we can do that. But 7k swing going into life, we might be going for game here, just depending on what Thomas can do. I think he's kind of seen it. Look, I don't really have a choice. I should have went for game last time when he had no Dawn up, but hey, we are gonna go for it here now. So we do see the countering out of that attack now, and I think Thomas has to make the decision. I guess Teach is an attacker. That is a possibility. We can do that, right? But I think he might. I mean, there's just no way he goes for the Linlin, right? I mean, if he has Giant, it's just game over. But we're going to go ahead and play out the Buggy to kind of rearrange our top 3 so that this leader ability does actually connect. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. We set up a body for the following turn as well. I mean, look, Buggy is an attacker nonetheless, and it looks like we're swinging big into the character Linlin there, and then playing out the Mihawk, and we're gonna see the Giant finally coming down. I think Thomas is kind of kicking himself just a little bit. Man, maybe I should have gone for game the previous turn, but yeah, giving plus 4k counter, and then that's pretty much it. The question is, does Thomas want to swing with that Jozu? He doesn't, and the main reason why he doesn't want to swing with Jozu is because that if he does swing with Jozu, they can just attack into it, right? Worst case scenario, we're gonna lose Jinbei as well as Mihawk, and at that point, I guess it's not too terrible. And it looks like we are going to swing 5k into 5. It does go down since Thomas once again has no hand. 9k over the Mihawk, that goes down, and we're going to see yet again another Yamato, and this is looking very rough. No recovery, but getting rid of that Jozu is crucial. And yeah, and honestly, not swinging that previous turn was correct, because regardless, he probably could have swung into a couple other things, but that Yamato is definitely the almost feels like a nail in the coffin right now. Alright, so we're going to swing 10k into that Linlin, playing out the Jozu as well as the Weevil. Nasty work here, and it does go down. Very fortunate here for Thomas, since Ace only has 1 card in hand is what it looks like. And can Thomas actually last? 2 cards in Ace's hand. The question is, can Thomas actually last to win here? Ace is doing a great job gassing out Thomas, and with 4 active Dawn, he can swing. He can swing with a Buggy, but I think at this point you kind of want to just keep your characters up, right? Keep them standing. possibly play out another character as active and then just kind of pass. So yeah, playing out the Jinbei just passing the turn, I do think this is correct. We need to kind of push for one single turn. And yes, even though you take the rested Jinbei, you can't take out any of my other characters unless you got another Yamato. Then if you got another Yamato, man, we gotta have a talk. But it looks like, yeah, we're swinging over the Jinbei. And what does Ace have in his hand? All right, looks like a 7K swing going to life. This is Banish once again, of course. That is nasty work here. 7K swing, and now we see the 9K connecting as well. This time going to Thomas's hand, but we have the 5-cost Luffy to manage the board, to get rid of the Weevil, draw a card, and with 3 active Dawn, we're going to pass. Ace is doing a fantastic job at chipping at Thomas's life, as well as just playing very aggressive and defensive at the same exact time. Yeah, this is a game changer for sure. I know a ton of Nico Robin fans are probably very happy seeing Nico Robin going up against Doffy and actually kind of putting in work, but I don't ever want to say it's over for Doffy. I feel like the comeback mechanic isn't all the way there, but with enough swings, because technically we do have enough swings. I mean, if we think about it, we have 3 bodies on the board plus leader and 3 Dawn up, but what does that really mean? Do we really have 3 more giants? You know what I'm saying? So Thomas, thinking about his plays, he only has a couple of choices, and you saw the pudding in his hand. I think that definitely is out of the question. Pudding looking a little irrelevant right now, but let's see what Thomas can do. And unfortunately, we're kind of just playing another game of into yellow, right? I mean, a lot of these decks going into yellow, you're thinking to yourself, okay, what if we see another 5-cost Luffy in life? What if we see some sort of removal? Then we've put all our eggs in one basket and we got punished for it. So I definitely understand Thomas here kind of taking his time thinking, okay, what is the best course of action? Can I just what can I do? You know, can I establish a couple blockers? Is there any way I can find a couple blockers? What's the math? I mean, there's a ton of questions that Thomas is asking himself right now. And taking a look at his trash to see, okay, how many 2K counters? What's possible in your life? All right, so it looks like Thomas is taking just a little bit extra time trying to figure out what exactly he wants to do. And we're going to start things off with a 5K swing. That is actually insane. Just giving him the 1K counter. That's huge. And if you look at Ace's hand, I don't think he has a giant in his hand either. Definitely all bluff. But I guess possibly leaving a couple up in case he sees it in life. I really think now we're going to see another 5K swing. That is crazy. Another 5K swing. This is 1 card out of Ace's hand. And yes, we see the Nico coming out of his hand. That's a 2K counter, I believe. And I mean, now he's got 8 Dawn. And now there's absolutely no way, unless my man is running, unless my man is absolutely running the Usopp, it's looking impossible right now, right? I mean, thankfully for Teach, we can do some Dawn manipulation here if we play a body, and I think we might just swing really big into this Yamato. So yeah, swinging big into the Yamato, and we see the Sengoku, which is a miss. Unfortunately, not being able to play out that Sengoku, of course, and just having it dead on the very top. We have 2 swings left, and now it's just simple math. I think Thomas only having 3 cards in hand as well, so I think Ace is just trying to figure out, okay, how do I just make sure that I can just win this turn? If I swing with Nico Robin first, that Boa, which is a 1K counter, doesn't go to hand, and that is nasty business. And now we see the Nico coming into play. That's a plus 3K power, so this is a 11K swing going into life, and yeah, we see the rest going, and Ace takes it. So thank you guys so much for checking out this channel. This video, I really do appreciate it, and stay tuned because I have a ton of new OP09 content coming out soon. See ya.